In this video, I'm going to be ranking the top 5 best value cards at each position in NBA 2K23 My Team right now. So the top 5 best value centers, the top 5 best value point guard, shooting guards, small forwards, and power forwards as well. And you guys can let me know if you guys like this type of idea. It seems like you guys did like the top 5 best buy now cards at each position. So I want to try out the top 5 best value because I do think it's going to be really helpful for you guys to see who are the top 5 best value cards at each position in the game. And if you guys don't know what I mean by value, it's going to be for how good of a card they are and how much MT they do go for. So for example, at the point guard position, we have a card like Hedo Turkoglu, right? Even his out of position is still one of the better point guards in the game. If I look at him on 2KDB, we can see 6'10" at the point guard spot, has a very good jump shot. He's one of the better value cards in the game, and I think the best value point guard right now in my team. Now, example of a bad value point guard would be a card like Penny Hardaway, especially the hero version. Not saying he's a bad point guard, because you can make an argument he's better than Hedo, but the fact that he goes for what, like 3, 4, 500,000 MT compared to 30k, 35k for Hedo Turkoglu, that's kind of the difference in value. So for example, Penny Hardaway, I think Penny Hardaway would be considered a bad value point guard, still a really good point guard in the game, debatably top 5, but then I think Hedo Turkoglu is the better value point guard in the game. Hopefully you guys do understand that. If you don't, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. But at the number 1 spot, like I said, for the top 5 best value point guards is going to be Hedo Turkoglu. At the number 2 spot, I think it's going to be Ousmane Dieng. I will say all 5 of these cards are going to be from an out of position set, because those are just some of the best point guards in the game currently is from the out of position promo. So Ousmane Dieng, I think, is the second best value point guard in the game. I mean, he's 6'10", just like Hedo Turkoglu, with a 7'2" wingspan. He's an elite defender with a 93 interior defense, 93 perimeter, 92 steal, 88 block. He's got some pretty good Hall of Fame defensive badges, really good playmaking stats and badges as well, just all around complete stats. And then he's got some pretty good dribble sigs with the Trae Young sigs, and then he's also got the Ousmane Dieng, base and upper, which is not a bad release. He's also got front clutches and quick drops off one. So just all around for about 20,000 MT. I think Ousmane Dieng is one of the better value point guards in the game. At the number 3 spot is going to be once again another out of position 2 point guard, and that's going to be Pink Diamond Joe Ingles. I think all 5 of these cards are super close at the point guard position and can go pretty much whatever way you want to. Joe Ingles, though, 6'8" at the point guard spot with a 6'10" wingspan. Really good all around stats once again, just like Dieng and Hedo Turkoglu. He's got great dribble sigs. He's got a very solid jump shot. I mean, the Rudy Gay upper does make a massive difference on cards jump shots this year, so I think Joe Ingles going to be in at number 3 at around 10 to 15k. At the number 4 spot is going to be Elgin Baylor, a really cheap point guard. Like, he's only like 5 to 10,000 MT, and I think he's on that level of Joe Ingles. On that, he's basically on the Joe Ingles, Ousmane Dieng level. He's only 6'5" at the point guard spot. He does have a 6'8" wingspan and very solid defensive stats and badges. But the main thing about this card is the fact that he's got the PJ Tucker base and the Steph Curry upper on very quick timing is actually a very good jump shot. I was really surprised using this card and how good his release was. And then he's also got the D Mitch size up, the John Wall escape. He's got the Trae fade. He's got quick drops off one. He's got front clutches. So he might be 6'5", but he's got some of the best animations in the game. And once again, only 5 to 10,000 MT. That is going to be extremely good value for Pink Diamond Elgin Baylor. At the number 5 spot, to round off the top 5 best value point guards in the game, I do believe is going to be Pink Diamond Luke Walton. Another just 6'8" point guard, plays really good defense and does have a capable jump shot. And this is going to round off my top 5 best value point guards in the game. I think Luke Walton's around 10,000 MT. Now going over to the top 5 best value shooting guards, at the number 1 spot, I think it's got to be Ricky Davis. I know he's a little bit more expensive, around 50, 60, maybe even 70,000 MT right now, but I do believe he's still one of the better shooting guards in the game, debatably top 5. And if you can get a top 5 card in the game at their position for only about 60 to 70k, that is going to be extremely good value. And he's a 6'7" 2 guard, 6'10" wingspan, all around pretty solid stats, especially on the defensive end. Good at going to the basket with a 98 vertical, 97 driving dunk. But the main thing about this card is his jump shot. He's got the Oscar Robertson upper, the best upper in the game, and then he's also got the Seth Curry base, which I feel like is a very underrated base in the game, and then that's going to be on very quick timing. So an amazing jump shot on Ricky Davis, and I think he's easily the best value shooting guard in the game. But at the number 2 spot, I think is a very underrated card in the game that not too many people are talking about, and that is the Galaxy Opal Antoine Jameson. I think think he's super underrated at the 2 just because he's super complete and he's 6'8" with a 7'4" wingspan, and there's no real major flaws with this card. Stats all pretty much at a 90. He's got an amazing jump shot with the Kyle Korver base and the Carmelo Anthony upper on very quick timing. The only flaw you could say about the card is the fact that he doesn't have a better size up. Like if he had the Garland size up with the Steve Francis or the Kyle Lowry, that would obviously make the card a tad bit better. But for the shooting guard spot, I think Antoine Jameson is the second best value shooting guard in the game. At the number 3 spot is going to be a more expensive card in the game, and that is Galaxy Vince Carter. I think he's still around 60 to 70k, which is fairly expensive, you know, for a card that's been out for what, almost 3 months now. I think he's been out for 3 months as of today. He's been out for 3 months. He's still a really good shooting guard though. He's 6'6", 6'9" wingspan. He still is extremely good value even for the 60, 70k MT he goes for, because he's got great all-around stats and badges. He's got an amazing jump shot with the Kyle Kuzma base on quick timing. He still does his job, which is just being a really good offensive 2 guard in the game, and I think he's the 3rd best value shooting guard in my team. At the number 4 and 5 spot are just going to be very solid budget shooting guards in the game, like super cheap cards, which is going to be Reggie Lewis for about 5,000 MT, and then at the number 5 spot is going to be Pink Diamond Karis LeVert for, once again, only about 5,000 MT, and both these shooting guard cards are extremely good value for their price tag, and they're honestly not that far behind like a Vince Carter type of card. I mean, Reggie Lewis has all great round stats back. What? Reggie Lewis has all around great stats and badges. He's also got the Trae Young 6. He's got the Lonnie Walker, the 4th base, which isn't my favorite base in the game, but the Kuzma upper does definitely save the jump shot. And then Karis LeVert is all around. He might be better than Reggie Lewis. They're very similar shooting guards. He's got great stats and badges. Once again, he's got amazing dribble sigs with the D-Mitch size up and the wall escape, and then also does have a capable jump shot. I think for that debate between LeVert and Reggie Lewis, it really just comes down to whose jump shot you do prefer. And Reggie Lewis has got a little bit better of a player model in game. So in my opinion, guys, these are going to be the top 5 best value shooting guards, all going to be amazing for their price tag, and top level shooting guards in the game for their price. But now talking about the top 5 best value small forwards, we do get to some more expensive cards here in the Galaxy Big Z at the number 1 spot. And you guys might be saying, how is a value card going for over 100,000 MT? It's because he's going to be extremely good value, even though he's maybe 150k, because he's one of the more OP and glitchy cards in the game, and you kind of need this card on your squad if you do match up against a Taco Fall, another Big Z, a Yao Ming, a Jokic, all these super tall lineups in the game. It's helpful to have a card in Galaxy Big Z. So yes, I know he's expensive. He's not going to be a budget card. He's not under 100,000 MT, but he's still extremely good value because he's 7'3" at the small forward position and does provide just that glitchy overpoweredness at the small forward position. But at the number 2 spot is more of like a typical small forward, and that is going to be Galaxy AK-47. He's about 70 to 80k, and I would say AK is on that same level as Big Z in the small forward range. So maybe for his price tag, AK is a little bit better than Big Z, but I think at the small forward spot, I think Big Z is slightly better, but they're very, you know, close in level. AK is obviously more mobile. He's a better defender, at least looking at his stats and badges wise, but then you got to remember that Big Z's 7'3" at small forward, so he's going to have that amazing size and just that mashing ability. But we all know what AK can do. Has a really good jump shot, really good dribble sigs, and amazing defense. I think he's easily the 2nd best value small forward in the game. At the number 3 spot is going to be the Galaxy Kyle Kuzma, an amazing offensive 3. He's got such a good jump shot, very easy to time and also super quick. He's got the Kyle Lowry size up, he's got the Trae escape, so he does have great sigs and jump shot, and then also amazing stats and badges, especially on his hero version, for about 40 to 50k. And then at the number 4 spot, it's really between a couple different guys. I do want to go with Tony Kukoc. Now, I think his hero is going to be only about 35k, maybe 40,000 MT, somewhere in that price tag. And the only thing wrong with Kukoc, and the only big flaw with the card, is his jump shot, because besides his release being a little bit slow at times and a little bit wonky, other than that, this card does everything else at such a high level. He's got amazing dribble sigs, he's got the Trae fade, he's got quick drops off 1, front clutches, he's got amazing stats and badges, especially on the defensive end, tons of good Hall of Fame shooting badges. All around is an absolute beast at the small forward position. And then to round off the top 5 is going to be Galaxy Jonathan Isaac. I think he's just a very solid defender for about 35k, plays really good defense. He's 6'11", has great size, and also great defensive badges as well. So I do feel like Jonathan Isaac probably going to be in at the number 5 spot. Now, looking at my top 5 best value power forwards, we are going to be going with the one really expensive card in all of these top 5s, and that's going to be Pink Diamond Taco Fall. And once again, you guys are probably saying, you know, how is he a really good value card card, it's because he's one of the best big men in my team. He's probably the second best big, right behind Yao Ming, and he can play power forward, and Yao Ming can only play the 5. He's 7'6" at the power forward position, 8'2" wingspan. So yeah, Taco does go for 250 to 300,000 MT, but for that price tag, you were getting one of the best cards in the game. I think a top 5 card in my team right now, and he's going to be super helpful against all those super tall giants in the game. So I do think for his price tag, even though yes, he's really expensive, I still do think is a top 5 best value card in the game. Jonathan Bender, or I think he's a top 5. Yeah, I think he's a top 5 value card in the game, and also the best value power forward in my team. At the number 2 spot though is going to be Jonathan Bender. Yes, he's a little bit better at small forward, but I think for the power forward position, there's really not too many guys to go with that have extremely good value, and Jonathan Bender is only about 40k, maybe 50,000 MT, and he's 7 foot at the 4, has a really good jump shot and very solid dribble sigs. At the number 3 spot is going to be, I think, Mo Bamba. His hero version still is 7 foot with a 7'10" wingspan, plays elite defense, has a great player model, and can knock down threes in the catch and shoot. At the number 4 spot is going to be Pink Diamond Dino. Also, Mo Bamba goes for about, I think, 25 to 30k, and Dino's about 10 to 15,000 MT, and Dino's still an elite 4 in the game. He's got the Steve Francis size up, he's got the D-Mitch base on quick timing with the Vanderbilt upper. I think he's got a very solid jump shot, good dribble sigs, he can move with the ball in his hands, he can play defense with almost an 8-foot wingspan, and he's 6'11" at the 4. And then to round off the top 5 best value power forwards in the game, I am going to be going with the Gally Siopel DeMarcus Cousins. The hero version, I guess you could go with because he's only a little bit more than his heroic version. I think the hero is about 30k, maybe 35,000 MT, and he's going to be a 6'10" power forward, 7'5" wingspan, has a capable jump shot, pretty good dribble sigs, and can move very nicely at the power forward spot. And then guys, going on to the last position of the video here, going to be the top 5 best value centers. At the number 1 spot, going to be pretty obvious for me, and that's going to be the Pink Diamond Peter Gudmundsson. I mean, the man is just an absolute beast at the center position. Being 7'2" with a 7'10" wingspan is going to really help him against the other super tall giants in the game, like Yao Ming, Kristaps, Dikembe, Kareem, Brook Lopez, you know, even a card like a Mitchell Robinson that just got upgraded. He's going to have that size, that defense, that wingspan, that player model to play the center position. And also I feel like he's got a very good jump shot, basically the diamond wangsies he's released on very quick timing. At the number 2 spot, I feel like is going to be the hero Mo Bamba. Once again, you know, he's basically just a little bit worse of Peter Gudmundsson because he plays such good defense. He's more mobile than Peter, he's a little bit quicker, he's actually got, I think, plus 15 speed, so he's going to be a lot faster than the Pink Diamond Peter card. So I think Mo Bamba going to be the second best value center in the game. At the number 3 spot is going to be the Opal Sabonis. Now I think it's probably going to have to be his heroic version because the other one's still like over 100,000 MT, where this one only goes for about 30,000 MT. So I think you probably just go with this one. He's still going to be a giant, being 7'3" at the center spot. He's got a 7'6" wingspan, he can mash, he can still play defense, you know, he can still play defense underneath the basket on the interior, and he's just going to be a really good stretch 5 with a capable jump shot. Not my favorite release in the game. I feel like it's a little bit slow at times, but I still think Sabonis is going to be a top 5 best value center in the game. At the number 4 spot, this one does become a little bit tricky. I think you probably just go to 2 budget options, just like the shooting guard position. Gonna go DeAndre Ayton as a Pink Diamond, only about 10,000 MT, and then same thing for Pink Diamond Diop, gonna be about 10,000 MT. So yeah, that's gonna round off my top 5 best value centers currently in the game, and I'm just gonna go through the positions once again, and you guys can pause the video and you guys can see the top 5 best value cards at each position. So these are gonna be my top 5 best value point guards, top 5 best value shooting guards, small forwards, power forwards, and then, like you guys just saw, the top 5 best value centers in the game. Let me know if you guys like this type of video, and I'll continue to do this in the future, obviously every couple weeks, just updating the top 5 best value cards at each position. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.